For the final score, Josh Anderson, Al Lewis here at Crimson Field. The final score being 42-7, or 42-14, I'm sorry, for Skyview, 42-14. The statistics at the end of the night are not that overwhelming. Skyview had 300 yards is all. Logan had 209 yards. Now, Logan got 120 of it on the ground. Remember, they lose 22 total yards with that scoop and score play. Mm-hmm. And on the other side, Skyview ends up only 78 rushing, but 222 through the air. So Carlson threw all of the passing. Nyman never threw the ball when he came in. The leading rusher in the game is Walter Collins, 32 yards. 31 yards for Carlson, 13 for Moser, 16 for Falslip, plus Mason Falslip had 99 yards on 5 catches, 2 touchdowns. He'll be our player of the game for Skyview in this game. And 78 yards, and I'll tell you, I thought he was a terrific player, too. Brigham Lewis.
Yeah, Brigham Lewis had a great game.
4 catches for 70.
Especially with a broken, a cast on his arm.
Yeah, he still catches the ball. And then he caught a touchdown, and Morris caught a touchdown, and then Flaherty caught 2 passes, one of them for a touchdown. He had 22 yards with his receiving. So, again, that's kind of the Skyview numbers in this game. As, again, they get an early touchdown from Falslip of 41 yards. Then they get Falslip on 29 after an interception by Saxton. And then they get the pass to Flaherty after a short punt by Logan of only 17 yards. And then the first play of the second quarter, then that's when Brigham Lewis caught the touchdown pass of 14 yards to make it 28-0. Martindale intercepted after that. So you're thinking, okay, here's Skyview in a spot where they might get more. But then after that, Logan really stiffened on him. Thornley ran it in with 2:30 left to go, 28-7. And then in the second half, first play of the second half, a sack on Ethan Wilson. It's recovered by Hunter Lewis, and he scooped and scored it 12 yards away. Makes it 35-7. Shotbell gets an interception. Twice Logan has long drives and can't score. And then Morris makes the catch for Skyview scout Morris on an 8-yard touchdown about the second play of the fourth quarter. Make it 42-7. And then Wilson, after the high snap on the punt, Logan took over at the 28. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plays later, Wilson scored on a 3-yard run. We'll make Ethan Wilson the player of the game for Logan High. We haven't had him as our player of the game this year. So it looks like Green Canyon beat Ridgeline 23-7. The last score we had, Bear River, Mountain Crest was still ahead of Bear River. I think Coach Bart Bowen looked like he was maybe headed this direction. Hopefully we'll get a chance maybe to talk to him. I told Chris Howell if he wanted to come as well after the game, but it looks like most of the Skyview people have gone away after a 42-14 win. But you can see why Skyview's defense is good. They really are tough they cover the pass very well. We got Ike Larson free on one long pass play, and that was about it. They cover the pass well, and again, eventually Thornley ended up with 85 yards on 24 carries. And Wilson had 57. Logan got some on the ground, but just not enough.
Yeah, Logan's got Skyview's got a great scheme, though. They have the typical bend but not break defense. They'll lull you to sleep. They'll give you the 3 yards, the 4 yards on the offense. But then once they bring in pressure, they're very deceptive. They'll bring their safeties, their outside linebackers, and they're able to get home. And they caused Logan a lot of problems.
They've got speed, too, on their defense. They stopped Ike Larson when he thought he'd turned the corner on them on that one kickoff, and they caught him. They've got some guys who really they close to the ball very well, and they were aggressive when they hit you.
Yeah, Ethan Wilson was running for his life every time he was out running or he had a stretch play. The defensive lineman could run him down. Definitely, Skyview had speed.
And Skyview, again, has now gone to 7-1 and 4-0. Logan will be at Green Canyon to finish the region schedule next Friday. And then Logan doesn't have a UEA game, and then they'll wait to see how the playoff pairings go. And that may be the next time we have the broadcast, Josh and I, when they get into the playoffs, because the game at Green Canyon will be the Green Canyon. Craig Hislop will have the call on that one. John Russell, they'll do that on KVNU and also over on, 1033. I think is the station that broadcasts the Green Canyon games. So from the Auto League broadcast booth tonight, we've given you the stats. I thought I saw Coach Bowen come in this direction, and I'm just seeing if I see him anywhere. Maybe he was just coming over to see his family or whatever. Don't see him headed up this direction right now here. don't want to cut it off too fast and all here. But, again, we mentioned our old gristmill bread and butter plays of the game on KB, and you remember it's Thornley with the run of 4 yards that will be the play of the game for the Logan Grizzlies. And so on KBNU on Monday morning, you remember Thornley's touchdown run of 4 yards. You'll get 4 loaves of bread at the old gristmill bread company. And then on the other side, the Sky View bread and butter play of the game on the Fan on Monday afternoon with Eric and Ajay will be the scoop and score by Hunter Lewis there. And that's the thing, Coach Bowen. Skyview did things fast when they did them tonight. Play in and play out. This was not a 42-14 type feeling football game.
No, it didn't feel like that. We didn't start very strong. I mean, we were giving up plays in that first quarter that, should not be given up. I mean, credit to Skyview. They're a great football team. They've got so much talent. But to spot them 21 points in the first quarter, it's hard to come back from that on that team.
And then, really, in some ways, too, there were missed tackles on a lot of those plays where you had chances to make some plays, too.
We had a lot of missed tackles. I mean,
and that hasn't really been a huge problem lately.
No. I mean, we got to get back to basics. We talk about tracking the near hip and running through a guy. We're flat-footed, and guys are just juking us, and that's uncharacteristic of what we've been doing all season.
And the one thing I felt their defense was really, they play the pass very well, and you've got the Larson on the one long play, but they really are really quick to the ball, and their pass defense is pretty good.
I mean, they fly around. We thought we had plays deep, with their coverage. We just couldn't capitalize on it. I mean, credit to Ethan Wilson. He's finding space in the running game, trying to make plays. I mean, they covered us really well. We had a few times where we just missed some balls, had a few, too high. But ultimately, I mean, they're a great defense, and we knew that going in.
You did rush the ball, by my count, for 142 yards rushing tonight. And again, that's Thornley at about 85 yards and Wilson at about 57 yards. So that's some pretty good yardage out of those guys.
Yeah, that's a decent run game. I mean, Cade ran hard tonight. He stayed within the tackles, and he's grinding it out. The O-line had some creases. There were a few times we missed some guys on some blitzes and some stunts up front. But ultimately, you got to be proud of what your run game is, considering we didn't do anything in the first quarter.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, it looks like I just wanted to ask, it's senior night, as a coach, what did these seniors do to welcome you in, being a brand new coach to Logan?
I think there was 17 or 18 of them, I think, that you honored, or something like that.
Yeah, 17 seniors, 3 managers. These kids have been through a lot. They've had 3 coaches in 4 years. They've learned 3 different offenses, 2 different defenses. They've struggled to kind of trust, but I think they've done an awesome job just working their butts off, working as a team. They're a pretty close-knit group, and so you got to be proud of your seniors. Unfortunately, they just have a new coach every year.
Well, when you get down so fast in this game, you easily could have, again, some teams might throw it in at that particular point. And you guys hung in there to make this. I mean, it's not a runaway by Skyview in any way. They got some big plays to get the points on you. But, again, you guys, after that, again, stood in there when it was 28-0, looked like it was over and all that.
So, I mean, that's a credit to our kids. I mean, we talk about finishing. We talk about adversity and not giving up. And our kids, they did a great job at not looking at that scoreboard and going, well, we're done. We get down, we score, and then we go into halftime 28-7. That's still a football game. We're not out of it. So we came out and we fought, and, they started out with a sack fumble for a touchdown, and, that's not the way you want to start, but unfortunately, it is, and we responded. We
had a huge long drive there and couldn't get it in.
Long drive, stalled out at the end. I feel like Skyview's red zone defense this season has been awesome. Few opportunities we just, missed.
We won't do the Green King again next week. That'll be the Green King and announcers. We'll do it on KBNU or whatever. Then you don't have a UEA game.
Yeah, we have
the next thing, with the new way they're doing the RPI and the playoffs, at this point, you might be a team that would be on the outside and might not have playoffs under the old system with 4 teams getting in. Everybody gets in. Now you must like that opportunity, and you do have an extra week to kind of build some things back up towards the playoff run.
Absolutely. With this new RPI, we have an opportunity to get into playoffs where in years past we wouldn't make it. You look at our non-conference schedule, we played some great football teams. I mean, the worst football team we played has 2 losses right now. I haven't seen the scores yet. Our region is just a juggernaut. Like, we play a good team every night. There's no relief. So the fact that we get a chance to go into playoffs and have a chance to, play another region possibly, that's a good opportunity for us, and our kids are hungry for it. They want the opportunity.
So that will probably be the next time we're back to do the game for you when you get into the playoffs. So we look forward to that opportunity and all of that. Coach, appreciate you coming up tonight. And
Absolutely.
again, thank you very much for what you've done this year. Thanks a lot. Coach Bart Bowen with us again after, Skyview's win tonight by 42-14. So, Josh, we'll see you then when the playoff does roll around, wherever that happens to be.
Sounds good.
We look forward to that. We've gone through all the stats. Appreciate Bill and Diana, the ones running the games on the stations tonight for you. Appreciate the sponsors. Our post game has been brought to you by Great Basin Graphics. And when you see a game like this, it does make you look. The plays that we saw tonight in this game, and people will be taking notice, again, of the screen printing and the things that you have Great Basin Graphic do for you. Detailed embroidery at Great Basin Graphics made you look. Our last mention of our sponsors this evening. So game day tomorrow morning on KVNU. We'll be on at 8 o'clock talking about the Aggies and LSU. Again, we'll have 2 hours before that game. It's on the SEC Network tomorrow morning at 10. Then we'll be on with our post-game coverage on KVNU as well tomorrow. So we'll see you then. So for Josh Anderson and Coach Bowen, I'm Al Lewis, and that's the final. 42-14. Skyview wins Logan's homecoming game. Good night from Crimson Field.